in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. This is the second part of the video where I'm going to be vulnerable and share my own experience with the dark night of the soul. But if you're going through the dark night of the soul, make sure you watch the first part of this video. My journey through the dark night began as I called out to the universe. I had felt the love, the unconditional love from Jesus through many, many years in Christianity, in the church. There was also a lot of untruth that was hitting me, a lot of judgment, a lot of the opposite of what I felt Jesus was. And this caused me to leave the church. I remember one day driving in my car and calling out to the universe. I felt this unconditional love from Jesus. What is this? What is this love? And I called out for answers. A short time later, I experienced a tear in the shock absorbing part of your spine. This left me in level 10 pain for 2 months. Level 10 pain is nothing but the pain. You cannot have a complete thought. You are experiencing nothing but the pain. You're fully immersed in it. I was not able to get out of bed. I was not able to care for myself or for my children. It forced me to question everything. It forced me to question, most of all, who I was. Who am I if I cannot care for my children? At that time, I was solely identified as a mother. I really had no identity, or not much identity, outside of that mother identity. Before this injury happened, the only thing that I did have was my hobby for dancing. I was a hobby dancer and runner and rower. And this is what I did to connect to myself and to reduce any stress and anxiety I had, which was a lot, being a full-time working mother of 2 children. So this caused me to really go within and forced me to go within. It taught me how to accept what was happening. It taught me non-resistance to what is. It taught me how to be in the present moment because it forced me to be in the present moment. I could not escape the present moment, the physical pain that I was in. I decided to go onto an anti-inflammation diet, and as I did this, I was able to get out of bed, and my pain went down from a 10 to a level 8. I was able to go back to work and to function, although in a miserable way. Level 8 pain is still really intense. It was a deep struggle for me to get through each day. It took an extreme amount of willpower and determination to be a mother, to go to work, and to care for my children. So just as I had gotten up out of bed and started to do all these things, learning how to manage my way through level 8 pain, the universe delivered me one more blow. The universe wasn't quite finished with me yet. This time it was an emotional blow, and it started with a knock on the door from DCF. My son's father had filed a petition to take custody of my oldest son that we shared together, and DCF came to the home. It was a beautiful experience, though, although one of the scariest experiences in my life, because I had learned so much to connect to inner peace and calmness in the present moment. I had started meditating. I had started my path on the spiritual journey. It had taught me to remain calm in seriously challenging situations. So I remember this one moment as one of the ladies from DCF, my son was playing with magnets, and she said, "You're letting him play with scissors," and I could see the stress in her, and I'm really good at reading energy. And I just remember putting my hand out, and I felt intuitively all this backup. I always feel Jesus with me. I felt him with me. I felt like I had so much backup. And I remember telling her, I said, "You're very calm. I mean, you're very tense." No, you're not very calm. I said, "You're very tense." And I put my hand out, and I noticed her body as she brought awareness to her own intensity, her own tension, and the fact that my son was actually playing with magnets, not scissors. So it was really a beneficial experience, the experience I had gone to. The universe was actually preparing me for this next experience. Everything is happening for us. Nothing is happening to you. So DCF didn't wind up taking my children from me, but the judge did, the court did. And I decided after talking to my oldest son that I wasn't going to fight this custody after he told me that he wanted to live with his father. So I lost my custody of my oldest child. I went from seeing him from 5 days a week to 3 days a month. And this was a tearing and a ripping of my heart, a ripping of my identity. And it also caused me and forced me to go in and question myself even more. If I am not a good mother, which was what I was being accused of, which there was zero truth in that. But at the time, it forced me to really look at myself. Again, who am I? Who am I? So I began to navigate through this deep physical and emotional pain, the most physical and emotional pain that I have ever been through in my life. I began to continue to go inward and to seek answers about who I am, why and what beliefs I had and why I had them. I began to seek spiritual teachers, and the more teachers I sought out, the more that came to me. I learned this information, and not only did I intellectually learn this information, but I applied it and practiced it in my life. I began to transform very painfully into alignment with self. At that time, I was completely out of alignment with myself, with my own well-being. Right before that knock on DCF, the door from DCF, I had broke up with my partner who I lived with and had a child with. I had let go of a friendship of 15 years, my best friend, who was also my next door neighbor, because I realized that these relationships were not serving me. They were not in alignment with my well-being. These people did not have my best interest at hand. And so I lost everything. I lost my ability to function without pain in the world. I lost my ability permanently to do the things I loved, which was dance and run and row. I lost my oldest child. I lost my partner and my best friend. Everything that was suddenly not. I was losing everything. And I began to experience through this a deep trust in the universe, a deep trust for self, and a determination to keep moving forward towards my well-being, towards greater conscious awareness, towards love. I began to learn meditation and practice meditation daily, going inward deeply and connecting to that deeper essence of me. I began to discover who I really was, and that who I really was a brave and loving, whole, joyful, peaceful version of me. I began to move and align to this version of me and seek out more ways to connect to love and to open my heart to love, not only for myself, but for humanity. I began to soften this hard shell that I had cloaked myself in order to protect myself throughout the years. I began to understand much later, after I had gone through this dark night of the soul, that everything that had happened to me was not happening to me, it was happening for me. Everything was clearing and making way for what was in alignment for me, with what was right path for me. I am so absolutely in awe of the universe and how it can work for us and with us. I'm absolutely in awe of the beauty of this world, of this earth that we live in. I'm feeling so much joy and peace and abundance and just wholeness, so much connection to God, so much connection to self. I would not trade this experience for the world. It was the most painful and challenging experience I have ever gone through in my life, and I hope it to be the most painful one and not to have to experience anything more. But I'm just so grateful for that experience. When you go through a dark night of the soul, nothing is happening to you, everything is happening for you, to take you from the misalignment that you have in your life, to align you to your right path. It will drop everything away. Everything that is not serving you will fall away or be ripped away from you. Looking back on losing my custody of my son, I do have two children with two different fathers, and I was very unconscious when I chose those partnerships. I did not know anything about compatibility. I didn't even know who I was. I didn't love myself, and so I chose partners that were not able to love me. But my true path, part of my true purpose here on earth is to experience unconditional love from a partner in a conscious relationship, which I now am in. But all of that cleared space for that to happen because I was such a dedicated mother. Everyone who knew me at that time knew that my whole life revolved around my children. And I simply would not have had time or made time for this conscious partnership, which is a deep part of my purpose. It had to be ripped away and cleared for me, that space. I would not have done it on my own. And I'm so grateful for the universe. I'm so grateful for alignment. And I'm so grateful for this dark night of the soul. I hope this can help you have a broader perception of your own dark night of the soul. I hope that you learn to practice non-resistance, to not fight your pain, but to go within your pain, to examine it and extract the medicine, to transform pain into healing, into wholeness, into peace, and into love. You are powerful. I wish you so much luck on your journey. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I would love to connect with you soon. Thank you.